It is my pleasure to welcome Foluke Daramola Salako.
Good morning.
Good morning. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Foluke is a Yoruba star actress, and she's also a producer, and she's been acting, should I just say, for a long time?
Yeah, for a long time.
She's been acting for a long time.
96, long
and
time.
And then you run an NGO.
Yes.
Action Against Rape.
Passion Against Rape in Africa.
Passion Against
Rape in Africa. Para.
Para. Okay. And, okay. Now, as an actress, how has the experience been so far? Pleasurable? Easy ride? Walk in the park?
Well, it depends on from what perspective. I would say it's been challenging. It's been nice. At the initial stage, it was exciting. It was different, you know, coming from a teenage age and then seeing myself act with screen goddesses and gods like Liz Benson, Antijoke Silva, Jide Kosoko then, you know, it was nice. It was a nice experience. And then it gave me extra cash then, even before I got into the university to do my first degree and my second. So it's been nice.
Wait, first degree and second?
First degree in what?
My first degree was in international law and diplomacy, international relations. That was in Obafemi University. Then I did my master's in international law and diplomacy in Unilag.
Okay. Do you have a third degree?
I intend to have a third one. I'm already working towards a third one.
Okay.
And you're still combining it with acting?
Yes.
So do you do anything with that?
With that?
With your degrees?
Yes, I try to update myself because it's on international politics and everything, which is why I have my foundation, because I've always had a passion for that womanhood. Even in my project I wrote on the feminist, you know, so it has always been like a woman's thing for me. You understand? But acting is a talent that had brought extra cash for me that I tapped into at a young age.
So you're still making, well, it's not extra cash anymore, is it? Because I suppose you make your living from that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
now you say that your experiences as a female child played a role in you forming this NGO. How so?
My first introduction to sex was rape. And that was when I was in my 17 years. So it's one that it was traumatic, and it was one that I didn't have the opportunity to share with a lot of people. And when I had to get to a stage where I had to speak with a psychiatrist to get over it. So I discovered that, and part of the processes I went through then was actually speaking out, because that heals. And then when you're a rape victim, I don't call us rape victims, I call us rape victors. Most of the time, you find out that we feel that people do not understand the pains we feel. So the only way you can pass that message across is for you to be able, for that person to know that this person has actually felt what I've felt. So that was what actually motivated me to have the foundation. Aside the fact that I had a documentary in some years back, I think it was about 7 years ago, from France. They came to have it after I had an interview in the Punch newspaper, and then they saw it in France, and then they came for a documentary, and they asked me then, how come you don't have a foundation? And I said, well, I never thought of that, you know.
So that
was what actually motivated me to start my foundation.
Okay, so what does Para do?
What Para does most of the time is like we help in the healing process of the victors.
Okay, so do the victims or victors come to you, or you
I have quite a number
go look
of them.
for them?
Yeah, I go look for them. I do publications, I do talks. I like, we're working on a crusade now, but it's a grassroots crusade where we're trying to at least give the common man the ways to which you can prevent your ward or children being raped. The littlest of the things that we don't take to cognizance are the things that actually push things like that to happen, you understand? So for us in Para, we believe that we have to be able to give a voice to the common man, because rape is one that in Africa we try to sweep it under the carpet like it doesn't exist. It's not like when people say it is becoming more rampant. Now I tell them it's not that it's becoming more rampant, but it's the fact that people don't voice
are
out.
now talking
But
about
people
it.
are talking about it more now. So
Yes.
at the end of the day, we understand that this thing is something that is a big issue that we have to deal with.
Do you bring this menace, permanent use the word menace, do you bring it into your movies
Yes.
that you produce?
For any movie I do, I have to pass that message across. And that's why I love Foluke, why you do like about rape. The one I just did is strictly on rape. The one I had before was, it had a passive message on rape. That was the cobweb. The one I did now, the blood, it has to do with rape. So for anything I do, because I'm more like an advocate for the prevention of this menace in our society. So I have to be able to pass it across.
No, we have a few clips on there. That's cobweb,
That's
right?
cobweb. That's cobweb.
Now, from your...
One second, Alera. Can you just tell us the storyline around this?
The storyline of
Real
cobweb.
in summary.
Yes, it's about a young boy. It's the confusion in the mind of a young boy, and then the confusion in the minds of African parents, which is more emphasis are laid on the male child than the female child. And then a lot of times you place so much interest on that male child that you leave the rest of the children to let loose. And then most of the time it can break a home. It can cause a whole lot to that home, to African home. So it's actually passing a message to the African parents that you leave your child to express his or herself, because you do not understand what that child can turn up to be, if only you can just give him a chance to do it. So the Cobweb is a story of a young boy and his father that was always particular about the guy wanting him to be a professional, quote and unquote. Meanwhile, the guy had talent in the arts, you understand? And eventually, while he was being so overprotective of that boy, right under his nose, things were happening to his daughters.
Is it true that most rape is committed by family members?
Most of it. Not most of it. You have some that it has to be someone that is close to you. Like mine happened with my tenants. It has to be someone that is close to you, that you are so relaxed with. You understand? You have taken for granted that this thing cannot happen around this person. You understand? And a lot of times, most parents don't understand that for a child, it's not about the luxuries, not about the money you have to offer, but for you to be able to be sensitive to that child, to understand that male child, that female child, to know her tendency, to know her nature, and understand that when there's a derail, you have to be sensitive to understand that I have to look beyond this to understand this. And when that child is telling you something, you have to be able to listen.
Listen.
You understand? And just take it for granted that she wants to be rude, or she just wants to, there are some other things attached that we don't take into cognizance in Africa.
Tell us about, you told us about Cobweb. Let's talk about My Blood.
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's on parenting and the girl child as well.
So the girl child gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, well, for now, it's like a theme in para. Sometimes it's still going to tend towards the male child getting the attention, because male too gets raped. It's not only the female that gets raped most of the time, because even though a lot of times we are silent about that as well, So it goes both ways. It's just that we have a theme in para that when you are doing this, okay, finish up with this before now go to that.
How do male children get raped?
Most of the time, we did a vox pop on the average young man, and we found out that most of them have been deflowered by a bigger aunt, a maid, someone that, because most of the time, even these days, parents are so career conscious. We are there wanting to make money to help the family, that we don't even know our children. We don't even understand that these are the things that are going wrong or going right with my child. A friend of mine was telling me some time back that she had to leave her banking job because her son was telling her that the maid's food is better than her food. It had gotten to that she was not looking forward to spending time with his mom than the maid. You understand? So more with the maid than the mom. So at the end of the day, these are things and at the end of the day, when that child is going through any form of pain, that parent might just not be there to give him or her that time,
guidance.
You understand? So it's one that anybody can get raped. Even the male folks get to rape the younger boys. That's what leads to the gay and all that.
So acting you can actually take your art and turn it into a message vehicle?
Yeah, I believe that to every artist there's a theme. There's some that you're passing your message to the prostitute, you're passing your message to the destitute, you're passing your message to the younger generation. That is my own theme. You understand? I believe my own theme to the public is to be able to groom the girl child, to be able to teach parents on parenting, of what ought to be and what ought not to be.
Do you have a daughter?
Yes, I do. I love her very much.
Okay, Foluke Daramola Salako is from Ekiti State, and she's a culture ambassador.
Yeah.
The state. What does that entail? What do you do for them?
Well, it was, there are two cultural ambassadors. We had one that was for our festival in Ekiti, and then the other one is because...
I think I had the pleasure of interviewing him last year.
Yes, you know, but the one that was like the main for us is like, because we represent Nigeria and Ekiti well, both in the entertainment, and then you know what Ekiti stands for in terms of knowledge, you understand? So the beauty for us is for us to be able to say, okay, we have attained this much in the showbiz, in the entertainment industry, and then we still have not forgotten the value for our education at the same time. So at the end of the day, we're like mentoring the younger generation of Ekiti and then in the whole Nigeria.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me is we're working on My Blood, which is going cinema, and eventually going to come out next year.
Okay.
And then we're having our crusade for para in the grassroots, as in local government. We're going to have film shows, and we just want to have talks to the common man and woman for them to understand that we can actually prevent this menace called rape.
Foluke Daramola Salako, all we can do is just wish you all the best.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much for coming on Sunrise.
You're welcome. It's nice to be here too.
And you at home, thank you very much for watching. Once again, we wish you a very happy weekend and enjoy the rest of your holiday. I'm Alero Edu.
And I'm Nell Taigwe. Thank you for all of you that sent in comments. Some we took, some we couldn't take, but thank you all the same way. I do appreciate you. Bye-bye.